This is a demo of how to release your tight psoas with myofascial release. Now I have these yoga tune-up therapy balls, which I love using because they're less hard than lacrosse ball, but a little bit more dense and last a little bit longer, actually way longer than tennis ball. But if you don't have these, that's okay. Tennis ball works great. Definitely tennis ball over lacrosse ball. And if you do want to get some of these, you're welcome to click on the link below to find out more information. So you'll need a set of balls, and also may or may not use a blanket depending on how tight your psoas is. What we're going to do is going to lay on these balls, but first let's just find our psoas. So I'm going to start coming up here. I want you to find your ASIS, so the two little pointy bone, your hip bones, right in there. And it's pretty easy to find because they're quite pointy. And then once you found it, I want you to maybe go about an inch in, or maybe a little bit higher, somewhere right around this space. Now definitely you're not going to place the ball on that bony part, your ASIS, but anywhere here, it's all good for your game. But of course, if you're pregnant, definitely don't do this. If you have a cut or bruise in that space, also do not do this. But other than that, let's give it a go. So once again, placing these balls one on each side. Also, this is my belly button, so it's kind of like making this triangle shape with your belly button, your ASIS somewhere in this triangle. It's all good. So we're going to lay on our bellies. Again, having a blanket close by. We're going to place one ball on each side. Now, if you have really tight psoas, definitely bring a blanket on top. First off, let our body melt into it. Again, try to wiggle yourself to find a spot that feels comfortable for you. And I personally like to just stack my palms on top of each other and let my palm rest, or let my head rest onto the palm. Now, since I'll be talking, I'm going to prop myself up. But if you're not feeling anything, first of all, I invite you to maybe even come onto your elbows. When you come onto your elbows, you put a little bit more pressure onto that space. The other option is, if you're laying back down, tuck your toes in. And I want you to think about where your knees is first, because I get a lot of people who lift their feet instead of their knees. So think where your knees is, and if you want a little bit more, you're welcome to lift your knees off the mat. Now, my psoas is quite intensely tight, so I am just going to lay on my belly and let myself melt into it. And again, if this is still so intense and you cannot relax, do place a blanket. It doesn't even have to be a thick one. Just give you some extra support. Place it right there. And then slowly come back down and melt. So you're welcome to stay here for as long as you need. If you want to bring in some movement, you're welcome to tuck your toes in. And once again, just lift your knees off the mat one at a time. When you lift your knees off, you feel a little more pressure on that space. And if it feels good, you're welcome to stay right there. Now remember, the key is less is more. We're not here to dig in deep. There's always a time and a place for deep tissue massage, but this is myofascial release. So the lighter, the more gentler the release, the more longer lasting you will get. Well, I hope this helps. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to send them my way. But as always, keep being you. The world needs more you. Bye.